Hello and welcome to the lectures of the sensor and actuators. Today we will discuss about the SMA actuators. Let's dive into it. First, first we will learn about the SMA. SMA stands for shape memory alloys. Shape memory alloys are the alloys that remembers its original shape even after mechanical deformation. It's also known as smart metals, memory alloys, muscle alloys, or smart alloys. Alloys that deformation return to its predefined shape when heated is known as shape memory alloys. Even after you perform a large strain or it's capable of recovering initial configuration. At the end of deformation spontaneously or by heating, it's come to its original shape. That's known as shape memory alloys. There are various examples of shape memory alloys. There are various examples of shape memory alloys. Let's discuss about its examples. First one is a nithinol. Nithinol is a combination of two metals known as nickel and titanium, in which Ni and Ti stands for nickel and titanium, where NOL stands for the Naval Ordnance Laboratory, where it was the first discovery in 1960s. Nithinol is a shape memory alloy which has the unique property to remember its original shape even after we cool and deform to the new shape to it. It has a certain type of stimulus which allows to return to the original shape after heating it. Second example of shape memory alloy is copper, zinc and aluminium. These three metals combinedly mix up and create a new alloys which is work as a shape memory alloys. Just like an nitinol, it also uses shape memory effects, allowing it to return its original shape even after we mechanically deform it by cooling the alloy. When we temperature increase it, it's come to its original shape, and we decrease means when we cool the metal or alloy, it comes to a new shape, or mechanically we can deform it and create a new shape of it. The third example of shape memory alloys is a copper, aluminum and nickel. These three metals combinedly create a new alloys which work as a shape memory alloys. It's remember its original shape even after we mechanically deform it. When we cool down it, we can change its shape to a new shape, mechanically deform it. And when we increase the temperature by heating the material or alloys, it can go to its original shape. The next point is a shape memory effect. Shape memory effect is an effect on alloys which remembers its original shape even after we mechanically deform the alloys, which can be initiated on the certain materials either thermally or mechanically, which means by either heating the material or decreasing the temperature of a material or mechanically deform the material. After heavy deformation, materials with the shape memories alloy are able to recover its previously memorized shape, which means it's remember its original shape. Suppose we have this spring which we mechanically deform to the wire, and when we hit the spring, it will go to its original shape, which is the spring, even after we mechanically deform it towards a long wire. This phenomenon was discovered in the brass alloys known as early in the late 30s. However, the real importance of the effect has become obvious only since the discovery of nithinol, which means nickel and titanium. After coming the nithinol, the shape memory effects are more commonly used and more effectively used. Let's discuss more about shape memory effect. Alloys goes through two phases which is known as Austenite and Martensite. Austenite is a phase of its original shape. Suppose we will discuss like on a pipe. We take a pipe at its low temperature on its Austenite phase. When we cool down it, we can change its mechanically or change its shape by bending the pipe using mechanical force, and it goes to the new phase known as Martin site, and we mechanically deform it to a new shape. When we heat it at a certain temperature, it goes to its original shape, which is austenite. Next is a shape memory alloy actuators. So we will discuss about how shape memory alloys can be used in a actuators to perform physical action or mechanical force to use in a actuation. Here we can see the example of SMA actuators. Here we use one linear shaft at the center of the SMA springs. In the left one is a SMA spring 1 and in the right one is a SMA spring 2, and we use the two temperature sensors which will be used to calculate the temperature of spring. When we need to move the linear shaft to the right, we will cool the spring 1 and mechanically strain it, or we can use by hit the spring 2. When we hitting the spring 2, the spring 1 will be automatically will be strained to the right. When we need to move the linear shaft to the left, we will hit the spring 1 and the spring 2 will be strained. This is how can we use the SMA spring for a actuation. That's all about the SMA actuators. Thank you.